We are all keenly aware of the current challenges facing our nation. The rising national deficit is quite simply the most serious threat to our national security that we face today. In an effort to get our national finances in order, the Secretary of Defense has stated that the defense spending will and must be part of the solution. To date, the department has directed to cut more than $400 billion from its budget, with the real potential for even more cuts in the future. The Air Force has approached this challenge from a strategic perspective and has looked for ways to preserve our core capabilities and increase efficiency by utilizing better business practices, streamlining decision-making processes, aligning missions, and by reducing overhead. Yesterday, the Air Force announced several initiatives aimed at these goals, and today I'd like to talk to you about two of these initiatives and the impact they will have on Robins Air Force Base. The first is a restructuring of Air Force Materiel Command that will realign the command from 12 centers to 5. This will allow the command to organize by core mission areas and reduce staff and overhead positions while preserving the critical workforce that makes the mission happen every day. It is important to note that there will be no reduction in the number of AFMC bases because of this restructuring, and there will be minimal, and I'll underscore the word minimal, relocation of personnel. Most notably for Robins, this will result in the Air Logistics Center staff and the current Aerospace Sustainment Directorate staff positions being eliminated. What you know of today as the 402nd Maintenance Wing will be renamed the Warner Robins Air Logistics Complex and will be commanded by a one-star general. The 78th Air Base Wing and the program management functions that currently reside within the Aerospace Sustainment Directorate will remain largely unchanged with the exception of reporting chains. The new Air Logistics Complex in the 78th Air Base Wing will report to the new Air Force Sustainment Center headquartered at Tinker Air Force Base in Oklahoma. The program management offices in the current Aerospace Sustainment Directorate will report to the appropriate acquisition program executive officer located at either Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Ohio or Hanscom Air Force Base in Massachusetts. This initiative will result in the reduction of approximately 193 positions here at Robins Air Force Base. The second initiative is an Air Force-wide initiative called Global Base Support. This initiative reviewed core base support functions performed across the Air Force and sought efficiencies through establishing, first of all, standard levels of service, exploring consolidation and regionalization of services, and by engaging in partnerships with local communities. Again, the intent is to preserve essential base services while providing other services in a way that is more efficient than the traditional base support model that we currently use. This initiative will primarily impact our 78th Air Base Wing and will result in the reduction of approximately 160 civilian positions here at Robins Air Force Base. In addition to these two initiatives, the previously announced decision for Boeing to retain program management responsibility for the C-17 allows for an additional reduction of 163 additional civilian positions, most of which that are currently vacant. Altogether, these initiatives will result in the reduction of approximately 500 civilian positions from Robins Air Force Base. Now, to put this in perspective, over the last 5 years, Robins has grown by approximately 1,400 people. Looking at it from another way, approximately 96.3% of the folks that currently work at Robins will not directly be impacted by these reductions. However, for each and every individual that is impacted, we will do everything possible to ensure a smooth transition, either either to a new position or to afford them the opportunity to voluntarily early retire or separate from civil service. Beginning today, we've been notifying personnel of who is possible to be considered under this voluntary separation incentive. We also plan to conduct a second round of these incentives in early 2012. Now, because we started this year already overmanned in terms of personnel versus authorizations, and with the addition of the reductions I've just discussed, our goal is to incentivize a total of approximately 600 people to voluntarily retire or to separate from civil service. We also expect some type of hiring controls to continue as we work through implementing these reductions. Ladies and gentlemen, these are challenging times for our nation, and it is likely that the reductions that I've talked about today are only the beginning. Regardless, the mission at the Warner Robins Air Logistics Center and at Robins Air Force Base remains unchanged, and we must and we will ensure our continued success. The soldiers, the sailors, the airmen and Marines that we support each and every day around the globe expect nothing less. Thank you for the opportunity to share with you the changes that are occurring here at Robins Air Force Base and within the Air Logistics Center. And thank you for understanding as we work through some of the details that are not yet developed as we implement these initiatives to ensure we can continue to provide world-class support to the warfighter.